Jordan, what do you think as far as our path forward? Like, where do we go? What'll fix this?
So, where we currently reside in the state of Michigan with our natural resources decision making process today is this: we continue to give the truck a tune up and put in fresh spark plugs and do a nice oil change and gas it up, make sure we've got, everything looking good, detail it all out. But the gosh darn truck needs a new transmission. So all the other stuff doesn't matter. So the new transmission is the Natural Resources Commission. It is the process by which we make these regulations and the individuals charged with upholding Proposal G. That's where the problem lies. As I said earlier, I worked with some really fantastic, very knowledgeable, passionate, dedicated people in the Department of Natural Resources. They're not the problem, Adam. The problem is that our Department of Natural Resources is basically as ineffectual as the DMI. They're a glorified advisory team to the Natural Resources Commission who may turn up their nose whenever they feel like it. The commission is appointed by the governor. We talked about them being political appointees earlier. So oddly enough, in a governmental system in which there are all these checks and balances theoretically built into the system, there is no check and there is no balance against the absolute authority of the commission. And that becomes a problem when you have individuals who display a complete lack of requisite knowledge on the subject matter, like we saw in both the DMI workday and the July vote as well. We effectively had deer regs made by a bunch of trout fishermen. And I guess I'd feel a lot better if we were talking about brook trout creel limits and, what sections of rivers we should impose different steelhead regulations on. But unfortunately, we made deer regs with trout fishermen. And when individuals have a lack of knowledge, naturally what they want to do is they want to defer to people that they perceive to be knowledgeable in that subject matter. And when you're an NRC commissioner, all too often, those individuals are the heads of special interest groups. Whether or not those individuals are truly knowledgeable and exercising integrity and advocating for sound science is another matter. Unfortunately, some of them are not. And when you have individuals influencing our commissioners and by proxy influencing the decision-making process, and that process is not grounded in sound scientific evidence, there can be no other outcome than a bad one, Adam.
Yeah, and so if I'm hearing you right, and this is where I'd say I think the solution is legislative at this point, where we really got, honestly, we got the NRC, we changed how that's set up, and really in Michigan, it being such a different state with so many different resources in our Great Lakes, I would think it would make sense to have a NRC that is separate, that is just deer hunting, right? That is deer hunting experts, and legislatively that would be something that people actually vote on, right? There's your keeping accountable, right? And you actually have to have a resume and say why you should be voted for this position, and it'll last so many years, and then you have to be accountable to your record too. And maybe that would be the fix at this point. But as you say, yeah, they're just appointed, and that's kind of that. They have ultimate authority with whatever is put in front of them, right? And I think we kind of see the results of that, unfortunately.